Quilt people. All right, back to the work. Everybody, there's just been too much talking. Everybody shut up. Then just to give you a quick update. Well, first of all, I want to thank my sister for this awesome shirt. Plan for today, coffee, sewing, wine. And the fact that it comes in like a sports shirt is kind of interesting. I think this is probably the closest you'll ever get to me playing sports, but that's totally fine. Okay, so wanted to give you an update on this for those who have been following this project. It's kind of fun, right? So you can see that I have the foreground essentially all paper pieced. Then I have the midground here, which is, you can't really see it, but it's, here, let me show you on this. It's this part here. Okay, see how it's all got this really light gray? And that'll be addressed when I'm doing the quilting. Okay, so that'll be done. The lines are on it now to indicate where I'm going to be quilting. But for now, that's essentially a blank space. And then I added the upper layer and the heartbeats, which will kind of play off as the mountains in the background. All right, see how that works? So that's where I am. The next step for me is going to be addressing the upper area right here, which is the white, right, with this kind of ombre kind of web in the sky. All right, so today is going to be an interesting process. It's something I kind of call a reverse tutorial, where you're probably going to be learning more about what not to do rather than what to do. Done this before. So yes, we should definitely put that on video and see what happens. But I bought this yellow fabric, which I am loving. Okay, but what I want to do is much like in the photo, right? The center of it is red, and then it's orange, and then it's yellow on the tips. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to essentially dye this in two sections. Of course, I'm going to do the orange first, which will be like this bit here, and then this bit here, right? And then once I've done the orange, then I'll grab the center and put red there. That's the goal. That's the intention. We'll see how it works out. I have no idea. So we're going to all share this experience together, and I'm sure we'll get through. I just make it up as I go along. Okay, let's get started. Step 1, wet the fabric. Yes. I have a feeling this is going to be a sports theme video. Remove fabric from the container. Oh yeah, nothing but sink. Now while I'm waiting for my water to boil, I'm going to try and set up this apparatus. Again, I have no idea if this is going to work, but let's check it out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take the middle part that I don't want dyed, right, and hang it on the hanger. Next, I'm going to pull this like that, and then pull this other side through here to essentially lift the ends that I don't want dyed and expose the middle parts that I want, so that when I'm dyeing it, I can just put it like this, right? And just the two sections that I want dyed, hopefully will dye. We'll see. I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch it closely and make sure that it doesn't bleed too much into the ends or the middle, but I think that'll just be an eyeball thing. See how it goes. Okay. My water is almost boiling, and then I will be putting it in the bucket along with a little salt and dishwashing soap. So I am doing 4 cups of water, so I'm going to be adding 2 teaspoons of salt and kind of 2 drops of our Dawn dishwashing soap. All right, so I'm actually going to put that in first, so once I put the water in, it all kind of mixes together. All right, 2 teaspoons. One, ooh, that's a generous one. And we'll do a less generous one. 2, and then 2 drops. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see how it goes. Then add water. Turn that off. Whew. Steamy. Okay, so for this recipe, it's calling for 2 tablespoons of, actually 4 tablespoons, because I'm doubling this recipe, of this. All right, so let's see how that goes. 4 tablespoons. I really hope I don't mess up these measuring spoons, but that's the cost of art, isn't it? All right, so come on. All right, then 4 tablespoons of the dye. 1, yikes. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then wash this out really fast so it doesn't stain my, what do you call these? Measuring cup fingers. Don't play sports and I don't cook, do I? Okay, so now that this concoction, actually I should probably stir it first. Where's my utility spoon and gloves? All right. Now, let's slowly, gently lower my beautiful contraption into the water and hopefully just get these 2 sections of this piece of cloth to dyeing. All right, here we go. Okay, this is turning out pretty good. Just kind of give you a visual here on what it looks like. Right, so just those 2 sections are in there dyeing. And I'm just gonna wait a few minutes and then pull this out. Ooh, it's turning color, hold on. Okay, so I'm liking where this is headed, right? Just orange through the bit that I want it and leaving me plenty of room for the red. So I'm just going to go ahead and rinse this out now that I feel like it's kind of where I want it to be. Oh my gosh. Loving, loving, loving how this is turning out. You can see that, right? So I have that on that side and then this on that side. And now the center, I'm just gonna do a little bit of red. So just repeat the same process. Okay, next, we're gonna give you utility sink realness by pulling the red out. Oh my gosh. The red is intense. Woo! Don't wanna get that anywhere we don't want it. Look at that. Okay, so I'm just gonna rinse this out just very gently because I find the red really intense. So I'm just gonna squeeze some of that out, but not all of it. And now I'm gonna take it outside and just let it dry in the sun, okay? All right, I'm finding the red a little bit abrupt. You can see there if I get out of the way. So I'm just gonna get a paintbrush here and try and feather it out just a little bit so that the colors blend together, giving you a little bit more of an ombre effect. Let's see how that works. Oh yeah, I can already tell that'll really help smooth out the transitions. Oh my gosh, I'm like sweating to death. All right, so you can see I kind of smoothed it out. I hope you can see it. And just trying to get the lines to be not quite so abrupt. Give it a little bit more of a transition. I wish I had kept a little bit more of the orange in order to brush that on as well. I guess I could always remake it, but I think it's fine the way it is. Since it's just going to be in small pieces and strips, it's not going to be seen as one solid piece. So I think it's okay along those lines. So here we are. Oh, I looked. I ruined a kitchen towel. Sorry, honey. now it's pretty much dry from being out in the sun, and so I'm just going to throw it in the utility sink again. Rinse it out and then wash it. Okay, there's still a bunch of dye that's coming off this after the initial rinse, so I'm just going to throw it in the washing machine and put in some dye catchers. I'm sure you all are aware of this amazing product, right? Anytime you wash your quilt for the first time or anything like that, fabrics you don't want to bleed into its neighbor, all right? Use these amazing color catchers and they'll pick up any excess dye from fabric. It's really amazing. I love this product. Okay, and away we go. The utility sink is definitely a little red, maybe orange, combination of the two. I'll probably be blaming that on the housekeeper. It's payback for all the shit she breaks. Ooh, I shouldn't say that. For all the stuff she breaks. Oh my gosh, now that I'm sweating to death. Oh, so hot here in Palm Springs sometimes. And I'm not used to wearing, well, let's be honest, a shirt. What am I doing? Okay, so a couple of announcements while we're waiting for that thing to wash. I am going to be hosting a Insta Live on Instagram with Wooden Gates Quilts up in Danville on the 25th of July at noon. So look for that. Also, you can visit Wooden Gate Quilt's website for more information. They have a bunch there, so that's going to be really fun. And then a little bit later, August 6th through 8th, I'm going to be teaching in Fresno. All right, so if you want to go up to Kiki's Quilt Shack, we'll be doing 3 days of classes, the first of which is the Stetson Cross. All right, that's one of my favorite patterns, and it's by far my favorite. It's a really great class, and it'll teach you how to do my version of half square triangles, because I got tired of, like, you know, when you do them just the regular way and they kind of come out wonky and not perfectly square. So I have a solution for that. So if you want to come and learn that, you can come up to Kiki's Quilt Shack on August 6th. Then on the 7th, I'm going to be teaching my Rhinestone Star. Now this one is interesting in that it is essentially a triangle and a triangle, right? We've all done square and a square. This is triangle and a triangle, a little bit more tricky. This is probably not for the very beginner quilter, this class, but if you're intermediate to advanced, you want to learn something new, triangle and a triangle is super fun, very effective, and this quilt kind of gives you a 3D element if it's done in the right colors, and I'll show you how to do that. And Kiki's Quilt Shack has all the patterns and everything if you want to buy them in advance, or just buy them on my website. And then the last day on Saturday, we're going to be doing Desert Diamonds. This pattern I created when a friend of mine wanted a king-size quilt, and I know we're all like, really? You want me to do a king-size quilt? Because that's going to be a monster of a project. And so I wanted to come up with a design and a pattern where you could bang out a block really fast. Each block only has 4 pieces and they're like this size, right? And so when you put them all together, it's visually effective, but there's very little piecing so that you can get a large project like a king-size quilt done very easily. Now, I am going to be cutting down the pattern a little bit, so if you don't want to do the full king size, you can do more like a twin. Okay, so that'll be on Saturday. If you want to come and learn that, that's super fun. And then also, I might be going back up to Kiki's Quilt Shack either the beginning or at the end of that trip up to Fresno to teach in Danville specifically. So watch for that. There'll be more information coming out about that. But lots of exciting things. And that's about it in terms of upcoming teaching. I might be teaching in Tahoe 2 weeks after Fresno, but again, with just all of the COVID stuff, we're having to play everything, you know, kind of day at a time and see how it goes, but that's the intention at this point. All classes will be observing masks, mandatory masks, and social distancing. I'm not playing when it comes to this, okay? So you can expect that. So we're going to keep working on this project here. I have some other things that are coming up. New pattern's going to be released on July 1st, which is really exciting. It's the one that was in the magazine, right? And so if you want a sneak peek of it, this is my Starbright Nights. Okay, and it uses the fabrics from my collection pottery. So this will be released on July 1st. Watch for updates on that. Again, it's called Starbright Nights. I'm all like, what did I call it? So yeah, Starbright Nights, I think it's a super fun, visually effective pattern, and I hope that you like it and that you'll buy it. Let's be honest. Trying to make a living here. But as always, all my patterns are available on my website. Just go to quiltingcowboy.com, hit on the shop tab. There are 3 pages of swag and patterns that you can buy. And so that's what's going on now. And I will see what else is going on, but that's about it. Stay tuned for lots more coming up. And as always, I greatly appreciate your support. And I couldn't do this without you, seriously. And so that really means a lot to me and my family, that you would kind of be here through all of this with us. If you are watching this on YouTube, if you could just hit that subscribe button, that would really help me out. But yeah, that's about it. You can always reach me at quiltingcowboy@gmail.com, and have a lovely quilty day.